Welcome to Monster Chats, presented by Monster VoIP, where we share the tools, methods, and best practices that business leaders use to build new connections, strengthen relationships, and impact sales in organizations of all shapes and sizes. If you have any questions that come up during today's episode, please text them to 424-378-6966. Please welcome the founder of Monster VoIP, your host, Colin Mitchell.
On today's episode, I'm talking with Ville Houttu of Vincit, and we're going to learn a little bit more about his story and what they do at Vincit. So my name is Colin Mitchell. I'm the host of Monster Chats and the founder of Monster VoIP. Ville, thank you so much for coming on the show today. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for taking the time. Really interested to find out more about your story. Tell us a little bit about, where you grew up and how you ended up, in the position you're in today.
Oh, I grew up far away from here. So yeah. I'm from Finland, and my name and my accent is from Finland too. So, that's 40 years ago, and quite a different culture, different weather for sure, and a lot of things we do over here seem weird. The culture, but that's okay. And we started a company called Vincit in Finland for 13 years ago.
Wow.
And we wanted to create a workplace where even Mondays don't suck.
I love it.
And the KPIs we have, we focus on happy clients and happy employees, and that's something we've realized, that if we manage to keep our employees and our clients happy, our business is growing and doing really well too. And so that's been the growing trend in why we do things. And I have to celebrate some of the latest recognitions. We were ranked by the Fast Company to be on the list of the best places to work for innovators. We were number 2, just nice. Behind Google, Amazon, and T-Mobile. So really happy about it. But yeah, it took us 13 years to get that worldwide recognition, and really happy about it.
So congratulations on that. That's huge to go up against those giants and rank second is a huge accomplishment. So tell me a little bit about growing up in Finland and how it's, very different than the US.
It sounds like you want to move there, right?
I don't know a lot about Finland, so please tell me.
Yeah, it's one funny because you asked, like the landscape is almost the same we have here in California, but It's only 5.5 million people, whereas we have 40 million here. So you can imagine how sparsely populated country it is, and it's actually the most sparsely populated country in whole Europe. So there's a lot of space. It's really fresh, green. We would call it organic, but it comes without saying in that country. So everything is homegrown almost, and it's a very great place to live, and also the happiest country for I think 3 years running.
Wow. Okay. And then so tell me, when did you move to the US, and what was that like?
So we made the company public 2016, and during the preparation of the IPO, I started the company here and traveled on and off to set the company up here. And I moved right after IPO. I think it was August 2016.
Okay. And what were some of the challenges of coming into the U.S. market? And what were some of the big differences for you as a company?
It's all new, and almost you could say everything you used to do didn't matter anymore, because like the clients you have in Europe are mostly different companies than here. The case studies are different. A lot of what we do, so we help companies with everything digital. So we build and design web systems, mobile apps. We do IoT type of work, a lot of fintech. and the regulations and rules are a bit different here than they are in Europe. So you could say it's starting from fresh. So what we had is our way of doing things, and our culture, and the how we believe the business is being run from the leadership point of view.
Okay. And so it was really starting from scratch as far as your reputation is what it sounds like. You had the experience, you had your core values of, your biggest KPI being happiness for the employees and the customers, but you were starting your reputation over pretty much from scratch.
Yeah, and also the number of employees was one when I moved here. So, or after I moved here. Before that, it was less.
Okay, and what's the size of the team now here in the U.S.?
We're a little bit over 40 people now, and I'm in Orange County, and most of the people are here, but we also work on the East Coast.
Got it. Okay, and so what have been some of the biggest challenges from starting from scratch to today that you've overcome?
I think I still remember hiring the first employee, because it means you have to set up a lot of things, starting from the payroll and insurance, and you kind of want to make them work too. So you have a reputation as an employer to make things right and don't miss a payroll. And we also have really good benefits in being a Finnish company and in software. So we wanted to bring everything here. So we have very generous benefits, but that meant we have to set everything up and learn how the PTO versus federal holidays work and things like that. So it was really interesting.
Yeah. So just trying to figure out all these new things sound like were difficult in the beginning, early days.
Yeah, it's not that things are difficult, but there are so many things you have to learn. So it's just the volume of things.
What about just personally? How was it adapting to going from Finland to the U.S. for you?
Yeah, well, there's a joke about the social distancing. With the Finnish people after the quarantine period, they said, okay, now we can go back to the 15 feet. So it's I would call, or I would say Finnish people are really hard on the from the out, but soft from inside when you get in. And here it's the other way around. I think people are really social and it's really warm how I got into the social and work related networks here. People are super warm, but do I have really close friends fast? No. So people are hard from inside, soft from outside, and I think it helps. Coming here, you automatically feel welcome, and that's how I've felt. So the Orange County and also Bay Area, we do quite a bit of business in the Bay Area, so very welcoming culture, I would say.
And did I see a video of you doing a triathlon or something?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that. How'd you get into? Have you always been into that, or is that something new that you discovered here?
I have to admit, it was part of the reason I moved here.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yes. So you can't find better training conditions than from Orange County and Southern California for triathlon, where you swim, bike, and run. And but I've been to endurance sports my whole life, and it's my getaway, my way to meet people who are into the same type of torture.
Yeah.
And having friends outside work.
Yeah. I haven't done one yet. I might be tempted to do the half Ironman. I don't know if I could do the full thing. Do you do the half or the full Iron?
I do the half, and
Yeah.
like love to spend time talking about it more. But I'm afraid the recovery time for me is too long because I really like doing things almost on daily basis. So like maybe we should do it together one day.
Yeah. I'd love to get your experience with that because it's something I've been thinking about. I've been a runner for a long time. My wife recently got me into swimming. The bike is the one part that might be a little require some learning curve for me. So
Yeah, the most fun part of when it comes to buying gear. So yeah, let's talk about that more.
yeah. All right. So tell me, I mean, business is crazy right now, with current times and everything, but tell me some of the, cool things that Vincit is working on and, things that you guys are passionate about right now.
I almost feel like, of course, when this hit, it was a shock, but I almost feel like we have a purpose more than ever, like more than before, because we are in business of helping people from offline to online, and there's a serious need, even a survival on if you have a store, brick and mortar, or if you are a small or a medium business not having an online or direct to customer. That's where we come in, and we are able to help. So we've launched a couple of programs, especially for this type of situations where we can launch web shops fast and relatively easy and cheap too. So not cutting corners. We don't believe in throwaway code. So whatever we built is on a good foundation, but we've built some templates that help companies to go online faster.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So are you guys seeing a lot of companies that weren't thinking about online that are now like, oh crap, we got to get online. How do we do this? We're, conscious with our budget, things like that.
Yeah, that's a great question, because I feel like companies were thinking going online and they've seen it in the horizon, but now suddenly it's a requirement, and if you're not there, you have to be there fast to be able to survive. And at the same time, we have clients who've done their online really well and for a long time, and their business is just rocketing. So there are different type of situations, and it's just really cool and feels good to be able to help out there, because we know how badly it could go in our case too.
Yeah.
So we're lucky having the business where we are in, and we can work remotely really well, but it could go other way around too.
Yeah. Okay. So that brings me to a question. So the companies that you see that are really winning online, what strategies are they using? What, common things are you seeing that the people are doing really well, that are just, killing it online?
Yeah, it's the speed of your iteration. So you have to you have to be constantly moving and monitoring the tools that are out there, not just your own software, but there are third-party components coming out all the time that could be life-changing, and in terms of saving cost. But first, you have to get out there, and that's also if you are thinking about it today, I think you probably should do it. It's going to be too late at one point.
Oh yeah, I think that I'm always a fan of just getting started, and then you can improve. I mean, don't just put a piece of crap out there, but lay the foundation, get started, collect some feedback, get some experience, improve, and get better.
Yeah, one of the components I mentioned in technologies. So we are using headless commerce, and with that, with the templates we've created, we can launch an online shop that's in terms of performance really fast. But we don't have to build a lot of or do a lot of work to get there. So launching fast and creating something you can build on top, but enables you to sell whatever you're selling. That's the key today.
Interesting. That's not a platform that you hear as widely used. At least I haven't. What are some of the major benefits of that platform compared to kind of the others that people are maybe more familiar with?
Yeah, I would recommend visiting Urban Armor Gear. So they are a good example of a site that we built using that technology, and so they sell phone cases. Okay. And a lot of them. So there are thousands of different articles in their shop. So there's a lot of content, and a lot of images, a lot of videos. Very cool brand. So that puts challenge to the performance and the speed of the site. And with what we've built, you can see a really super fast, smooth experience on the other side, and that's mostly because we are not using any Shopify templates, for example, which are common to slow down your performance. It shows on SEO and other places too.
Right. Yeah. What was the name of that site?
So there are UAG. So it's Urban Armor Gear.
Okay. UAG. All right. Awesome. I'll check it out. We'll drop the link there when we drop this
here below too.
Yeah.
But that's a good example, because they wanted to build a site where you can buy a phone case while you're waiting in your car, the traffic light to change. So it has fast, intuitive experience and gets you there. The site needs to know, or the app needs to know what device you're using, and before you even know it, needs to know what you need, and that's the logic behind. So
wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, I hope you like it.
Awesome. All right. Well, tell people before I let you go where they can connect with you online, where they can find out more about Vincit.
Yes, obviously. So our website is Vincit, Vincit.com. And personally, feel free to reach out to me. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm the only Ville Houttu on LinkedIn. So you can't mix me with anyone. And if you meet me here, I'm also the only Ville in Orange County. So LinkedIn is a good place to connect. Please reach out. Happy to chat anytime, whenever it comes, either triathlon or anything digital.
Yep. And when you find his profile, you'll see him on his bike there. It's the first video. That's how you know you're in the right place. Ville, welcome to the Master Chats community. Thanks so much for your time today. Really appreciate it. If you're listening to the podcast, please subscribe, share with your friends. We're listening for your feedback. The show's all about you.
Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Monster Chats, presented by Monster VoIP, where we share the tools, methods, and best practices that business leaders use to build new connections, strengthen relationships, and impact sales in organizations of all shapes and sizes. If you have any questions from today's show and want to reach us directly, please text your question to 424-378-6966.